and welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147, and I've got a tip and trick number 48 for you. I'm also tying this in with sort of framing my Zesty Wolf. So it's sort of a tip and trick and a framing video all at once. But my initial thought for Zesty Wolf was to frame him in these clip-on frames. These are from IKEA. So it's 2 pieces of wood and you get a big clip, and the idea is that you sandwich in between, you sandwich in your painting and then push the pieces of wood together, and then you've got a hanging bar to be able to hang up your frame. But these were too long for Zesty Wolf. They're about 40 centimetres long, which if this was a landscape picture, it would have worked really, really well. But this is a portrait, so I found that it hung over too much either side. It was too much for me to be happy with. It really is a personal preference, but it was too much for me. So I did go having a look / have a browse, have a think, and you can also get these framing bars that are actually done by magnets. So they're really strong magnets and they clip together, and you can get these in multiple different sizes. So I got a set in 30 centimetres. Well, it's actually 30.5 centimetres it comes in, so it gives you that little bit of overlap that you might need. So what I thought we'd do is we'll frame Zesty Wolf as like a tip and trick of how you can do a quick and easy type framing. So I want to frame Zesty Wolf, of course, with the hanging frame at the top and at the bottom. The one at the bottom not only sort of finishes off the frame look, or the hanging frame look, but it also helps with weight. So you have the weight of this bar at the bottom, which helps to, of course, keep your canvas flatter because it's got the weight. And these work for posters and things like that just as much. Now for this, I don't need my sides. So I'm going to grab some scissors and cut off the sides. And I'm going to go as close to the black line as I can. Really, I want to get rid of the black line, but I do have some diamonds very close. So I'm going to go slow and steady because this is going to be visible. And of course, if I put this up in my craft room, which is my plan, it will be going on a white wall, which means the black line around the edge is likely to show more. So I just need to be careful when I'm cutting it. Try and fold the canvas over so that I can see where I'm cutting. Now in the past I have tried cutting a canvas before doing it so that I could, completely get rid of the black line. Oh, that was so weird to diamond paint on. It felt so wrong. It really felt so wrong not having an edge to it. I feel like it does need even a little gap if you're going to do something like that. So I think there's just down here, I wasn't paying as much attention. So let me just see if I can snip off the bit that is starkingly black. And I'm trying to avoid, of course, cutting or popping off any diamonds. So it isn't necessarily the fastest process. When I'm putting these in my display book, I stick them onto a piece of black cardstock, and sometimes when I frame them, I stick them onto a piece of black cardstock so I don't have to be as fussy about the black line because it melts into the black cardstock and you can't see it. But I'm just going as slowly and carefully as I can, trying to make sure that my scissors are the right side of the black so that I don't have it showing. And that will give me my edge to my painting. Now, of course, this painting will not be behind a piece of glass or acrylic due to the fact that it's not going inside a frame. If, you know, you're hanging this up somewhere, you know, or maybe you've got pets, or whether you're hanging up somewhere where it's got lots of activity, or, you know, is a thoroughfare where in effect dust will raise up a little bit more than it might do in other areas of your home, you may want to seal it beforehand just to make sure that it keeps as clean as possible. I missed a huge bit here, so I'm just trying to cut the, of course, the other side of the diamonds. I haven't got hold of it properly, that's not helping. Just to get that little bit of black off, just so that it doesn't show up too much. And you could, of course, keep the extra part on and cover it with washi tape or something, if that's what you like to do. But I like to cut it all off. So that part's done. Now I do need to leave some of the top and the bottom so that I have something for this to actually grip onto. And having a look, okay, so I want it a little bit shorter, so I'm going by this Facebook logo. That's where I'm going to cut it off on the bottom, and then I'll have a look on the top. And if I've not cut enough off, I can always cut more off afterwards. Oh, I've cut off the Admiral sets. It's a good job I know where this was from. Okay, so let's see if this works on the bottom. So we want one piece of it underneath and then one piece on top. Now these magnets are really, really strong. There we go. So I've just lifted it up a little bit, shoved it up a little bit just to make sure that it's got the diamond painting in it. And it does. And then for the top section, I want to go just above my line of washi tape. And the washi tape was put there just to stop the little overhang of glue picking up bits. We'll chop that off. And then I actually want the hanging part behind because I don't want those knots to show on the front. As I say, these magnets are pretty strong. There we go. And give it a little bounce. And yes, the diamond painting is staying in. It did move just a little bit, but I did give it a good bounce to check that it's going to fit. And there we go. That is a nice, easy way to frame a diamond painting. Of course, there are a few different manufacturers that do these frames. So do make sure, you know, that you try them out just to check that the magnets are strong enough to go through canvas, because they are primarily made, these are primarily made for posters, which is paper, which is thinner than a canvas is. But ideally you want your top and your bottom of your canvas to be what is sandwiched in between the bars, because trying to get it to go through diamonds will be even trickier. But yeah, that is one way that you can frame your diamond painting. Quite cost effective, quite cheap really. It was only a few pounds I think for this bar, if I remember rightly. I think they were about £4 or £5 for these IKEA ones. They work on a clip system, so you would have to sandwich them. You might have to have a little bit more messing about to squeeze those in, but they do those in 2 sizes. It's called Visbak. So this one is 40 centimetres. I think I also have one that's 60 centimetres. Because this one doesn't use magnets and it uses clips that are very stiff already, I think these will potentially have a better grip on your canvas. So these might be better if you have a really big canvas that you want to frame. And of course it does depend on the style of framing that you want. This one I have gone for black, which sort of brings out the black outlines in the Zesty Wolf, but if you have a painting that doesn't particularly have black, or maybe your home decor suits the wood better, you may find that the IKEA ones are better for you. But Zesty Wolf is framed, done and dusted. So yeah, I'm going to find a nice place to hang this in my craft room to remind me of December Advent, where I got it finished. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll speak to you all again soon.